Oh my gosh, Charles is washed. Charles is gonna get knocked out. Armin's gonna out wrestle him. He's gonna out grapple him. He's never getting the belt back. Okay, I know nobody's saying this stuff, but I have to have a good excuse to make this video, so that's what I'm gonna go with. All right, that's what people are saying. I personally really believe he's gonna win. I mean, the odds don't really show how this fight will actually go, right? We see Charles is a pretty decent underdog on this fight when we know he's been an underdog for his last however many performances, and I think we've all seen how those have gone, right? It's one thing to have him as a slight underdog, and it's one thing to have him at this decent of an underdog for an up and coming fighter who hasn't really proved himself yet. Yeah, he might have beat Beneil, but I mean, wasn't it Beneil after Charles already beat him? Right? That wasn't the Beneil on the come up, Beneil at his best. Right? He already just had a knockout loss in his fight before that. So we don't really know where he was at that time. I'll be honest, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to knock him out in the first round. I really do. Late first round stoppage from Charles Oliveira. I feel it coming, right? We've seen what happens when Charles fights, right? We see it's not going to go too long. He's going to finish or get finished. Pause. But I think this time he's the one that's going to get the finish. I mean, we've seen he's a decent underdog this fight, right? Just like his past couple fights, he's been an underdog, and he goes out and performs and performs and performs and performs. I mean, in reality, the odds really mean nothing when you see the way he goes out and performs. I mean, he's fighting someone like Arman, who a good up and coming fighter. Great wrestling, pretty good striking, and just an all around pretty well rounded fighter. We've seen some pretty good stuff from this guy so far, but I think this is his step up right now. We all know this is going to be the hardest fight of his career so far. I mean, you could say Islam, but again, that was a long time, but that was not prime Islam. I mean, right now, Islam would be a more difficult fight for him, but I mean, he's going to be really challenged in this fight just because of how good of a finisher that Charles Oliveira is. You know, he can't make mistakes in this first round. If he wants to win, he just can't do it. Yeah, the one questionable thing about this fight, though, is really both of their chins. Like, we see Oliveira every fight, he's going to get dropped, it feels like. Every fight, he's getting dropped. It's just about how, I'd say, quickly he recovers. I mean, he'll just drop to his back, lay down. No one's going to go down with him, right? Chandler's not going down with him. Poirier might be dumb enough to, but I don't think he'd do it. Gaethje's not going down with them. Most of these guys aren't going down with him, but the one that did was Islam, right? And we all saw how that turned out. That's one worrisome thing about this fight. If Arman drops him and goes down after him, he might be able to finish him. He really might. But this goes both ways. I mean, I believe that Oliver has, better striking than Arman. I feel like he's a lot more crisp with his striking, and he's going to be able to, catch Arman. He's just going to be walking towards him, catch him with something, drop him, and then, go down and get a finish. But in reality, it really could happen either way. I just see this. This is going to be a quick finish. Charles is going to march forward. He's either going to drop him or get dropped. I'm thinking he's going to drop him and finish him in the first round. Rear naked choke. That's all I got.